This video is in response to Ibn Anwar's article, Jesus Was Hungry, located on his website, Unveiling Christianity. And I'm dealing with a very particular point he made at the very end of his article. And he mentioned here, speaking of the fig tree article in Mark, where Jesus approaches a fig tree and doesn't understand that it has no fruit, finds out and then gets upset. He states here, a divine Jesus would have known all these and would not have to go to the tree to discover it had no fruit. Now listen to this part. This part I find extraordinarily arrogant. He states he would not have been hungry in the first place. So what Ibn Anwar has done is not only deny what Christians have believed for many, many centuries before Islam came along, since Ibn claims to be a Muslim, he also goes to the point of saying, well, if Jesus was divine, this is what he would be like, these are what his attributes would be. It's astonishing, I think, but that's the world we live in. If we go to Philippians chapter 2 in the Bible, we see who Jesus is to Christians. It states, in your relationships with one another, have the same mindset as Christ, who, being in the very nature of God, did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage, but rather made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness, and being found in appearance as a man. Also states that he humbled himself. Basically, kenosis is the theology here. So we see here that Jesus, who was in the very nature of God, and this portion here is called the Carmen Christi. It is believed to be an early Christian hymn predating Paul. Paul, persecuting Christians, would have heard this. Regardless, it states here that Christians do believe that Jesus not only is divine, but that he is a true human being. He has the ability to eat food and to sleep, talk, and not know certain things that he would have known if he was his full divinity, or basically if he was in the glory that he had before he came to earth. Going back to the article, we see in the very end, I think this is astonishing. Anyway. Actually, listen to this. Actually, there is no warrant for all the speculation. Nowhere in Scripture does it say Jesus has two natures. Well, nowhere in Islamic Scripture, of course. In Christian Scripture, unfortunately, it does state this. We can even use the example in Colossians 2:9 that states, all the fullness of deity dwells in bodily form, speaking of Christ. Hopefully what I've done so far is prove that, at least beyond a reasonable doubt, that Ibn Anwar is ignorant of what Christians believe, and is not only ignorant, but he's arrogant as well, in stating that if Jesus was divine, he would be like this. Anyway, I hope to comment more on this and these topics in my later videos. Thank you so much.